everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. Today we're going to be doing my first January book haul. A lot of these books you've already seen in my kind of January wrap-up, or you've already seen them in just conversation. But I'm going to mention them all anyway. If you have questions or anything you'd like to see specifically reviewed, let me know in the comments down below. So let's start with the collector's edition of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is my first Rainbow Rowell book, and thus far I am actually very much enjoying her writing style, but I'm not a huge YA person. So this book I don't find myself reaching for as much as I would like to. I'm like more than halfway through though, so I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I don't think I will follow up with Carry On, but we never know. I might change my mind. The fanfiction part of it is not my cup of tea. I really have never understood fanfiction, and it's never really been for me, but who knows? I might end up loving it. But this book so far I'm really enjoying. I find Kath a very interesting character, and the more I read about her, the more I feel a little bit like I'm a lot like her, but at the same time I don't feel like I'm like her because there are moments that she makes decisions that personally I would not make. But that is just me. I will let you guys know my thoughts when I've finished it, and it'll probably be in my final January wrap-up. I probably won't do a review of that because I feel like it's been done to death. A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. This is an amazing book. I am still only, I've read 60 pages in like 2 days. I don't even know. I'm trying very hard to pace myself on this because I'm so in love with the writing style that I can't, if I didn't, I would have finished it already, and I'm really trying hard not to sit down and read a 422 page book in one day. I've done that before, and then I was very bummed the next morning when I realized that the good book that I was reading is no longer available to read because I read a whoopsie daisy. But, this book has stolen my heart. I will definitely be doing a review on this, even if I'm not doing a review per se on the book aspect of it. There is some serious bullying conversation in this book that I feel is actually very important to discuss, which is Neo's, experience with her peers and her teacher and what that looks like, and I would love to kind of do an overall anti-bullying conversation. Even if it just revolves around this book, it's involved. Christy Logan's A Portable Shelter. This is the short story collection that I'm in the midst of right now. You can see bookmark. Christy Logan stole my heart with The Gracekeeper, and again is stealing my heart now. Again, I am trying very hard to pace myself because, like The Gracekeeper, when I finally finished it, I was so devastated because I just wanted there to be more. I'm feeling the same way about this. So I will go slowly but surely, and then once this is finished, I will pick up How to Breathe Underwater by Julie Oranger. Amy Bender's An Invisible Sign of My Own. This one I don't know a whole lot about. I do know that the main character suffers from OCD and has an obsession with numbers, and I fell in love with Amy Bender when I read The Peculiar Sadness of Lemon Cake. Thank you to Mercedes. I am super stoked about this. It says that this is now a major motion picture. Didn't know that. So we will read this book, and then we will track down the film, and then we will compare and contrast. Catherine M. Valente's Radiance. This is my latest endeavor of sci-fi fantasy world. I'm very excited to try, and I've heard it compared to a steampunk world more than a fantasy sci-fi, so I do well with steampunk for some reason. That seems to be my fantasy go-to of choice, and I am super excited to pick this up as Catherine M. Valente is wonderful, and I am having so much fun reading all of her work that I can get my hands onto. Another Catherine M. Valente book, Bernadette's Fallen Down, is the Six Gun Snow White. I will link my review down below of this book. I really enjoyed it. I found it very fun, quick, easy read. It's, I think, about 150 pages, 100 less than, which was really nice to just have a quick read while there was a snowstorm going on, and I highly enjoyed and recommend this to anyone who enjoys a good fairy tale retelling. I'm back. Where'd You Go Bernadette by Maria Seppel is a wonderful book. I mentioned it in my early mid-month wrap-up for January. I fell so hard for this book, and I very much enjoyed it. It's a lighthearted, easy read, kind of comical, slightly comical book about mental illness, which is a really nice feeling, and it's got a good family story behind it. So anyone who is curious about jumping into the mental illness context of books, this would be a good way to begin without kind of feeling overwhelmed and drained. Amelia Nothomb, a character of Rain. This was a quick read as well, about 150 pages. I gave it 3 stars. The writing style was beautiful. I do not argue that. I loved it. I found it wonderful. The concept was highly interesting, which is that when a child is under the age of 3, they are godlike in the Japanese culture. I believe it's Japanese. Yes, the Japanese believe that a child under the age of 3 is godlike and as close to God as you can be. And it was a very interesting concept. I just was not a fan of the story myself. I wanted it to be something that it wasn't. And that was my problem, is I went into it with expectations of something that it didn't turn out to be. I wish I'd gone in with lower expectations. Not lower expectations. No expectations, basically. I wish I'd gone in without thinking that the story would be something that it didn't turn out to be. Oh, it's snowing. Our Endless Numbered Days. This is my Tin House book copy from Portland, Oregon, and Brooklyn, New York. Ooh, exciting. I love the cover. I have 2 copies of this. I've shown you guys. Whoops, my bad. Impossible to put down by the Chicago. Yeah, impossible to put down is a very good way to put it. I actually had a little bit of trouble getting into it in the beginning, but by the end, I could not stop reading. If you would like to see a full review of this, I would love to do one. I would be happy to do a spoiler-free and spoilerific one. If I do the spoilerific, I would feel a lot more comfortable discussing why this book felt so home-like to me and so comforting to me, but I don't plan to do that until I've been requested to spoil slightly, because without spoiling it, I can't get too in-depth in why it felt like home. Of Things Gone Astray by Ginnia Mathewson. I love the cover. I've been looking for this forever. I'm super excited about it. I've heard that it's like short stories turned into a novel. I think it's going to be wonderful. I am totally stoked, and I don't know what else to say about it. I really don't know too much about it, which is why I'm excited to go into it, because look at that cover art. I would just hang that up on my wall. I would. All right. This is James P. Blaylock, Beneath London, The Tale of Langdon St. Ives. I don't know what it is. I found it. I picked it up. It was steampunk, so I bought it. That's all I got. And then this is the short story collection that I finished right before reading, or beginning, Christy Logan's Portable Shelter. This is The Need for Better Regulations of Outer Space by Pippa Goldschmidt. I gave this 3.5 stars. My heart was broken a few times, but I am so not an outer space kind of girl. I am, but I'm not. I love going to museums and learning about outer space and stuff, but for some reason, these stories didn't do what I wanted them to do. But there was 3 or 4 of them that just stole everything from me and took my breath away, and that's why I gave it 3.5 stars. Although, I will tell you, the writing was phenomenal, and Pippa Goldschmidt will definitely be somebody I will pick up in the future as an author, because I do love the writing that comes out of Pippa. There you have it, folks. That is my first January book haul. I am super excited to continue on, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!